I, as an Israeli, as a Zionist, as a patriot, as a Jewish person, I stand with conservative values, with biblical values, and it doesn't matter, just because someone's a Jewish person does not necessarily mean that we agree with everything that they do. It's okay to disagree, but it's not okay to be anti-Semitic. Interesting, Elon Musk, the owner of X, which is the social media platform formerly known as Twitter, is threatening to sue the Anti-Defamation League, ADL. I read their stuff all the time, for roughly $22 billion. That's a lot. Claiming that the Jewish organization caused a 60% drop in advertising sales by scaring off advertisers with false claims that Elon Musk and the platform were anti-Semitic. The controversy has brought forth, hordes of critics and people that claim that the organization has abandoned its mandate to fight Jew hatred in order to be a platform for the Democratic Party and liberal agendas and stuff like that, meaning ADL, that they're no longer really a bastion to help Israel, a clarion call, but they're just very political. And Musk says, to clear our platform's name on the matter of anti-Semitism, it looks like we have no choice but to file a defamation lawsuit against ADL, Anti-Defamation League. Oh, the irony, he said. Based on what we've heard from advertisers, ADL seems to be responsible for most of our revenue loss, Musk writes, 60%. Elon Musk claims that he's documented proof, saying that the document discovery of all the communications between the ADL and the advertisers will tell the full story. The ADL responded by turning the accusation back on Musk, claiming his accusations of their financial attacks were based on anti-Semitism, that they're saying Musk is an anti-Semite. Eva Vlaardingbroek, a Dutch right-wing pundit and activist, noted on X or Twitter that hashtag ban the ADL was really trending. The fact that hashtag ban the ADL is trending shows how people are with we're labeling everything we don't like as hateful / racist / dangerous / far right. And she wrote, people aren't afraid of your intimidation tactics anymore. So ADL's CEO, Jonathan Greenblatt, issued a following statement today claiming that objections to his organization's efforts to silence Twitter were based in anti-Semitism. It's profoundly disturbing that Elon Musk spent the weekend engaging with a highly toxic anti-Semitic campaign on his platform, a campaign started by an unrepentant bigot that then was heavily prompted by individuals such as white supremacist Nick Fuentes, a Christian nationalist Andrew Torba, a conspiracy theorist Alex Jones, and others. Finally, we saw the campaign manifest in the real world when masked men marched on Florida on Saturday, brazenly waving flags adorned with swastikas and chanting, "Ban the ADL." But to be clear, the real issue is neither ADL nor the threat of frivolous lawsuits. The urgent matter is the safety of innocent Jewish people in the face of intensifying anti-Semitism. We're really seeing an increase here of danger to Jewish people. Dramatic levels of anti-Semitic propaganda going throughout not only media, but in schools and universities, Jewish and non-Jewish residential communities, and even extremists marching openly through streets in Nazi gear. All of this is happening in the context of the highest number of anti-Semitic incidents in the history that the ADL has tracked for more than 40 years. Just 2 weeks away from the Jewish holiday of Yom Teruah and Yom Kippur. And so this behavior is not just alarming and reckless, it's flat out dangerous and deeply irresponsible. We need to be responsible leaders and lead not in inflaming hatred or stoking the fire, but really putting calming factors, cooler heads, and not inflaming things before it's too late. Rabbi Pesach Waliki, head of the Center for Jewish Christian Understanding and Cooperation, published an op-ed on the issue, noting that ever since Greenblatt assumed leadership of the ADL, he has turned the organization into a partisan organ devoted to crushing political conservatives and promoting the most left-wing and progressive causes. We should note that the ADL's role in online censorship of speech is nothing new, Waliki wrote. None of this would be concerning if it was true that the ADL was devoted to monitoring and combating actual anti-Semitism. Rabbi Pesach Waliki noted that this was the most distressing to Orthodox Jews who predominantly politically and socially conservative. Whether we're talking about gender or trans issues or Black Lives Matter or freedom of speech, even support for the Israeli government, Orthodox Jews are far more aligned with conservative Christians on the right than we are with liberal Jews, Rabbi Waliki wrote. Pushing a progressive liberal agenda, establishment Jewish organizations like the ADL have put the Jewish community in a precarious position. Is the Jewish community the enemy of traditional values, he asked? Thanks to Jews like Greenblatt, it sure looks like it. It's time for Orthodox Jews to correct this state of affairs by declaring loudly and clearly that groups like the ADL, or even Jewish people like Soros, Levine, or Schiff, do not represent us. We must make it clear we want nothing to do with their agenda. And we, alongside with Christian allies, are fighting them every single step of the way. Elon Musk and the Anti-Defamation League have clashed in the past, most recently in May, when the head of X, that's Twitter, compared billionaire George Soros to the X-Men supervillain Magneto. Remember, he claimed that Soros hates humanity, and Soros has advanced left-wing extremist political agendas through his multi-billion-dollar open society foundations. Greenblatt responded by accusing Musk of being anti-Semitic for criticizing George Soros. The ADL was established in the purpose of battling anti-Semitism. Its charter states, the immediate object of the League is to stop, by appeals to reason and conscience, if necessary, appeals to the law, the defamation of Jewish people. Its ultimate purpose is to secure justice and fair treatment to all citizens alike, and to put an end forever to unjust and unfair discrimination against and ridicule any sect or body of citizens. In 2014, Jonathan Greenblatt was appointed to the ADL's national director. Greenblatt has a history of being associated with the political left. Prior to heading to the ADL, Greenblatt served in the White House as a special assistant to Barack Obama. A lot can be said about Elon Musk versus ADL, but one thing I do want to say is that the lives of Jewish people that are at stake when hate speech turns to violence unchecked, I think it's important to check that and to actually denounce it. And I think the more that we can all, as people, just say we stand for the safety and for the well-being of fellow people, including Jewish people, let's stand for peace and harmony and stand together.